Hi guys, this is Luai with you, and in this lecture we are going to look at transitions movement. They are easy to use, and I would draw to your attention what is really specifically good about them and how to use the effects later on. So let's take a very simple transition here. We say the slide drop. Let's delete all our effects. There is nothing. We make sure there is nothing. We push this layer inside, no problem. Here you are. We take this slide drop. Now it's very easy slide, but it uses a control. It has a reverse direction. That's interesting now. And it has the transform. Transform is an effect. I think I already talked about it, where you find it under distort. Here it is. You have the transform here under distort. Transform is very important, and we'll use it also with adjustment layers. Fine, let's run our animation and see exactly what's happening. The layer is just dropping in from above. If I reverse the direction, the layer I think will go from bottom. Here you are. Fine, what else can you do here? You can play with the anchor point. You can add some hue, some scale, some rotation, whatever you want. I encourage you to come here and do any changes you want. I will delete this effect and move on and choose another effect. What I want to show you here, for example, is zoom and spiral. I will drop it over the layer. Let's run it and see exactly. It's zooming in and somehow it's spiraling. You know, it has a rotation, it comes in. Also, they used the transition completion. That's a slider. They also used another slider to decide on the size of the pixel or how is it sliding. It's at 200. Maybe we increase it and see the effect. So it's getting faster. We even make it faster, or it comes now from the other side. So you can come here and adjust it the way you want. There is spiral, start angle. So this is a control. This is a rotation control or an angle control. So you have a slider control, another slider control, an angle control, another angle control. Let's try to change them and see exactly, you know, the rotation is changing. Pretty cool. So if you're doing a project, you might want to use this one instead of, you know, working very hard with keyframes. Here you have only 2 keyframes. Also opacity, you can keyframe the opacity or link the opacity to the slider. For example, if I press alternate, click on the opacity here, I use the pick whip and just link it to the first one, transition completion, that's going from 0 to 100%. And if I click out, and it's gonna start now coming from, you know, a bit faded and then settles at 100%. Let's go and choose a nice one, which is the pixel storm. Just drop it here. Now notice they used card wipe, and card wipe, we know we can find it in the effects down there, and we can do changes. Let's look at it. It looks like it is 3D, but exactly is not 3D the way it's rotating it, but it looks like 3D. It's pretty nice. What you can do here is to increase the rows and the columns, and now you have something really quite exotic coming in. I love this one, mainly if you make it, you know, very short in time. It comes in and it's pretty beautiful. I use it a lot. Come on. It's very nice. I like this one. Mainly, of course, it depends on the colors of the video. This one, the colors are a bit lost. Cool. Also, you can make it 2 and 2 and run it again. So we're playing with the card wipe. We did not touch the main one, that is the slider. So let's look at it now. And here you are. It's coming 2 by 2. It's too speedy. I'll put it back to 2 seconds for you to see it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice. If you go ahead and make it 1 and 1, you have another one that you really want to use. So actually this is about the pixel storm, and I advise you to use it with high number of rows and high number of columns, and gives you that pixelated thing that's very beautiful. Of course, you can extend with the card wipe and start using the camera and so on. Let's look at the bubble a bit, and this is pretty interesting. I will delete the effects from here. So in the bubble here, they used 3 effects: the slider itself, transition completion, the spherize, and the transform. And look at the effect that you have here. Maybe you'll want to use this one. Of course, if you do non-uniform scale, it will come from one side, and you can change the hue and so on and play with it. So actually this is all about what you call transitions movement, and it's important that you have noted that we have 1, 2, 3 effects put together, because that's going to be very useful to create your own effects later on, your own animations, and how to save them, and that will be important. Thanks for listening to this lecture. I hope it was useful. It was just a demonstration to show you the transition movements and which one have been used.